Hi everybody, Marco Carvalho here from businesscreditblogger.com. Today's video we're going to talk about how to get a business line of credit without a personal guarantee. By the time you watch this video, you'll learn how to get a line of credit for your company without any personal guarantee, which is no liability for you. It's a complete separation. So let's get started on this video. Now it's important to realize first and foremost though, you have to be at least 6 months in business to qualify for this particular lender that we're going to share with you. This is just one source on getting a line of credit for your company without a personal guarantee. So when we talk about no personal guarantee or no PG, what exactly does that mean? Just keep in mind though, why the majority of banks and lenders and card issuers require a personal guarantee. It's basically you as the owner or the guarantor providing a written promise that in the event that the business fails, it doesn't pay an outstanding debt or financial obligation, that you will make good on it. You're liable, which means you have to pay. You're guaranteeing payment. So this minimizes the risk for the lender or the bank that's issuing that loan or that line of credit to the business. Now, how do you overcome that PG? When a personal guarantee is not required, when we hear no PG, that basically means that the business, your business, has enough strength in the lender's eyes or the bank's eyes that there's no risk for them. They don't see that your business poses a risk. That's why businesses that have been in business for several years with very strong revenues and let's say a really strong business credit report may be able to get around a PG. But what's interesting now is, and you want to also check out the video we did on corporate credit cards versus business credit cards, because we get into no PG business credit cards or corporate cards there as well. But as far as the change in lending these days, there's a lot of traditional banks, but there's now what you hear called alternative lenders. And they're really changing the game when it comes to getting lines of credit for businesses with no personal guarantee. Now, what does that mean? These are called alternative lenders. They offer funding options to business owners for startups, existing companies to get loans or lines of credit outside of the traditional bank loan and line of credit. As you know, if you go to a bank, a traditional bank, and want a line of credit, there's much more documentation required. There's bank statements, they check your financials, they check your P&L, personal and business tax returns. They're still going to do a personal credit check and maybe even a business credit check. There's just so much more involved. The difference with alternative lenders is they're not confined to a brick and mortar location. They're able to lend sometimes nationwide, regionally, but their underwriting restrictions, how they look at a business, the data they look at is much different than traditional banks. They look at factors such as just strictly revenues of the business. They look at social media accounts, your sales that you do on Amazon, PayPal. So they're more of that to say up to speed on different factors that determine the strength of a company rather than just the traditional methods that banks use today. That's why alternative lenders are really making their mark and getting really creative in lending these days. So there are some problems with alternative lenders though, because yes, they may not require the traditional documentation, but the problem is many of them still conduct personal credit checks. There's alternative lenders like OnDeck. I'm sure you're familiar with them. SnapCap, Cabbage, Bluevine. These are all big alternative lenders in the online space, but they still do personal credit checks. They check your personal credit as part of their underwriting process. Some require still a personal guarantee, like OnDeck. Yes, they check your business revenues. Yes, they conduct a personal credit check, but they also want you to conduct a personal guarantee. Some have revenue requirements. So you may be in business 6 months, and let's say you only have $4,000 a month coming in. You're just starting, or let's say you've been in business for 2 years and you're only doing $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Some of these alternative lenders require you to do $100,000 a year in volume, so you can't even think about getting a line of credit with their type of product until you reach those goals. So Cabbage, OnDeck, Bluevine, they do have revenue requirements as well. And then, for example, SnapCap, you have to be doing $8,500 a month in consistent revenue, and they have a FICO score requirement, so they check your personal credit as well. Also, some require you to have a year in business. So if you're 6 months out and let's say you're already generating $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000 a month in sales, you don't qualify for lines of credit like with Cabbage. So that's the problem. So what I'm here to share with you in this video is one particular lender that overcomes all these issues, which is, I would have to say, the best alternative lender that I believe, because of a couple things. Number one, and you can check out this alternative lender at bankbusinessline.com. That'll take you to the registration page. Let me share with you why I believe they're one of the best alternative lenders for you to get a line of credit for your business, a business line of credit with no personal guarantee. Number one is they only review your business bank account activity, and they do it 100% online. You don't have to send in business bank statements. There's no collateral, there's no financials, there's no personal credit check, there's no personal guarantee, and they only require you to be doing at least $4,000 a month. We've seen people get approved of doing $3,500 a month. That's fine, but that's the only requirement they have is you doing the revenue of $4,000 a month, which is about $48,000 a year in total gross volume, not net, gross, because all they look at is your deposit history. You can get a decision in minutes. This is huge. So when people come to us and say, I need money fast, like yesterday, you literally can get approved with a matter of minutes, and you can literally get your funds in 24 hours. Okay? There's no personal credit check. So this is great if you're a business owner. Let's say you have a thriving business, but you had some personal credit challenges. Let's say you had a bankruptcy or something like that. This is a great way for you to get access to capital for your business if you already have a thriving business. There's no personal guarantees. So what does that mean? There's no liability for you. So with this line of credit, when you draw on it, get funds, and let's say the business defaults, can't pay, there's no recourse to you as the owner. Okay, so you're not personally liable whatsoever. This is another interesting factor with this particular lender is they don't report to either personal or business. So this is complete lending off the grid, is what I say. So if you're trying to conserve your debt utilization on your business credit report, this is a great way because this activity doesn't show up on your business credit report. And of course, this doesn't show on your personal because there's no personal credit check. There's no personal guarantee. So check out bankbusinessline.com, but don't go there yet because we're going to share with you how to go through the process, how to sign up, how to qualify. Very simple process. And I also want to let you know that they do extend up to $100,000 in lines of credit. This particular lender does. Okay. Now, what are the benefits? Number one is there's no origination fee. So what is it going to cost for you to get a line of credit with no PG? It doesn't cost you anything. There's nothing. If you get approved, you only pay when you use your line of credit. Okay, so there's no finder's fee or anything like that. There's no maintenance fees. There's no inactivity fees. So some of the alternative lenders out there actually charge you a monthly maintenance fee, even if you're not even using your line of credit. This lender doesn't charge you anything. If you don't draw on your line of credit for 6 months, they're not going to shut down your account. There's no inactivity fees. They're not forcing you to use your line of credit. That gives you peace of mind as a business owner because this is money when you need it. You could draw up to 100% of the credit limit in cash when you need it. So this is an advantage for you if, let's say, you need cash. Okay, so whereas credit cards may not provide 100% cash for you, you can still do cash advances. You could do, with credit cards, you get really creative with that. We've done some videos on that. But if your goal is you need cash all the time, 100%, this is a great alternative for you because your line of credit, you can pull 100% of cash out all the time. There's no cash advance fees or anything like that. And you only pay for what you use. So you're not being charged for having a line of credit. You only pay when you use your line of credit. And you could draw your funds for your credit line and have the money, the cash, deposited in your business checking account within 24 hours. That's how fast it is. And it's all done online. That's another great thing. You don't get an actual credit card like that. This is an online business line of credit for your company. So anytime you want to access your account, you go online, you log in. You want to draw online, you log in online. Everything's done online, which is really cool. Now, the difference here between this type of business line of credit and like a revolving line, like a credit card, is that anytime you draw on your line of credit, you're given a 6-month window to pay back that line, that draw. That's the only difference between that and like kind of a traditional credit card as far as how the line of credit is used. So you can pay back when you draw on your line, you have a 6-month term. Now there's no restrictions on how you use the funds as well. And you can draw your funds multiple times up to your credit limit. So let's say you drew a certain amount today. Let's say a week later you decide you want to tap into your credit line again. There's no restrictions of how many times you want to draw on your line of credit. Okay. Now, how can you use the funds? You can use it for anything. Finance your growth opportunities, your marketing campaigns. And you can use it. And this is really great if you need short-term financing. Let's say you need this line of amount of cash for 6 months or less. That's another great way to use these funds. Purchase inventory, make payroll, etc. Now, how do you apply? It's very simple. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to register online for free. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm going to share with you a snapshot of what it looks like, but go to bankbusinessline.com. That's going to take you to our registration page with the lender. And you're basically going to put in your basic contact information. You create a user ID and password so you can log into your account with this lender. The step 2 is once you sign up your account, you're going to log in and they're going to give you 2 options. They have 2 different types of lines of credit. They have an invoice line of credit, so that's if you have outstanding invoices, you could get a line of credit there. But you want to select the direct draw line of credit, or it's called line of credit. They have invoice financing or line of credit. Choose the line of credit option. Once you choose that, the next thing you do is they're going to want you to locate your bank account. They support over 12,000 banks out there in the nation. So it's highly likely that your bank is on their list, but if you can't see it on their immediate list, you could do a search. When your bank account, your banking institution pops up, just select that. And then you're going to connect your business bank account. It's all done completely secure. And what they do is they underwrite their data. They underwrite your deposit activity. They look at it, and it's all done online, which is really neat. And literally within minutes, some people have gotten approved in minutes. Some people may wait an hour or 2 hours. They send you an email on your approval. But once you're approved, you log into your account and you can start drawing funds. That's how simple this is. Like I said, there's no personal guarantee. There's no personal credit check. And this is literally a no-doc business line of credit with this lender. So how does it actually work as far as when you draw on your line of credit, you're approved, how do you repay? Well, many of the lenders out there, you'll see they have what's called, with this type of business line of credit, it's called a revenue-based line is another phrase for it, is they have daily ACH deposit. That's what I like about this lender, because it's not a daily payback. That'd be crazy. This is you actually pay once a week back to your line of credit. So while a credit card requires you to pay back once a month, this type of line of credit you pay back once a week as far as the minimum payment. Okay, and it's scheduled for you. You can pay up to 12 or 24 weeks with no prepayment penalty. So if you draw on your line of credit and let's say a month later you want to pay it off, you can do that and they don't penalize you for that. So let me give you an example. If you have a $10,000 credit line here with this lender and you want to draw $1,000 and let's say it takes 6 months to pay it back, you want to go the full limit 6 months, then you're going to pay about $89.90 in fees back to them. Okay, so that's what they charged you. Now most people say, well, what's the interest rate with this? With this type of lending, because it's a short term, 6 month, they go by what's called factors. So like for every dollar you spend, you might pay back $1.15 or $1.20 back. It depends on what your timetable is and how soon you pay it, etc. And the fees start at 4.66% of the draw amount, 12 to 24 weeks. And these are flat fees. They don't scale up or they're not variable or anything like that. There's no prepayment penalties. So let me kind of walk you through real quick the online application on getting a business line of credit with no personal guarantee with this particular lender. First, this is the page you're going to go to when you go to let's go back here for a second. When you go to bankbusinessline.com, it's going to take you to this particular page. This is the registration page. You're going to put your first name, last name, your business email, phone number, and you're going to choose your password and what is your business annual revenue. Then click the Get Started Now tab. Okay. The next thing you're going to see is getting funds started. This is where I was telling you, choose invoice financing or line of credit. Choose your line of credit. and that's where you're going to locate your business, your bank account, your business, the bank that you do business with. Okay, so you can do either a search here, or you can locate it here on this list. Okay. Once you do that, they're gonna locate your bank, and they're gonna ask for your user ID, what you use to log into your online banking. And keep in mind, they don't keep your login details. This is strictly for them to underwrite the deposit history going through your business bank account. Okay. Now, once you submit that information, then you're going to see they're connecting to your bank, and they're looking at your deposit history. And this is all done electronically, which is really neat. They have this unique underwriting process that allows them to see your deposit activity, your balance rating, your bank rating, your NSF history, etc. That's all being looked at, and that's where they come up with the decision. When they locate your account, you have to select which account. You don't want to select your savings, select your checking. That's the one you want to select. You continue, and then once they verify, then they also want you to provide additional details like who's the business owner's first name, last name, what's the legal business name, your federal tax ID number. This is just basic business information, and then you're done. Okay, so at this point, they successfully connect your bank account. You'll get a decision either instantly, or they'll email you the results and how much you're approved for. Now, if you don't get approved, it may be if you have too high of an NSF history, and they'll give you the reasons why. Now, they also reassessed your line of credit for increases too. If your deposit history is going higher, you can request credit limit increases too with this lender, which is great. Now, let's say you're approved. How do you use your business line of credit? So let me share with you what you're going to see when you log into your account with this lender. How do you draw on funds? What's your account going to look like online? So here you'll see here this particular business is approved for $10,000. You'll see they'll give you different types of draw amounts. This is just examples and what you're going to pay in fees if you draw on this line of credit. But you could select how much you could draw here in this circle. So if you want even something as small as $100 or $500 or $5,000, you could draw as much as you want up to your credit limit amount. You'll see this particular customer has outstanding lines that they draw on. So that's where that's going to list this here and how many payments you have left. So that's what I mean where I said you could draw on your line of credit multiple times. So let's say you want to draw $3,000 off this $10,000 line. This is what I love about this particular lender, because they totally disclose to you right here, this is what your weekly payment's going to be. This is how much you're going to be paying in fees by the time you're done. If you take the entire, let's say this particular case, they selected 12 weeks. Or if you do 24 weeks, you'll see what you're paying. So it's full disclosure. There's no hidden costs or hidden fees. So if you say, yes, I want this $3,000, you click confirm, in 24 hours, that money is deposited right into your account. So that's how, which is really unique with this particular product. Now, most people say, well, I don't need this type of line of credit because I have a business credit card. Well, remember, having this type of line of credit with no PG, no personal credit check, it's available to you, and this will come in handy for you for a certain type of funding you may need. Okay, you may need a lump sum of cash. You don't want to have to worry about, let's say, cash advances, or you don't want to do balance transfers. This is a great option for you if it's short-term financing you're looking for. Okay, so this particular lender will provide to you. Go to bankbusinessline.com. Let me make sure I give you the right. Bankbusinessline.com is where you're going to go to get registered. And again, this is just one example of how to get a business line of credit with no personal credit check and no personal guarantee. Be sure to check us out at businesscreditblogger.com. If you want to know what are all the funding products that we offer, our business credit building system that we offer, go to businesscreditbuilders.org. That's businesscreditbuilders.org. Give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Click the subscribe button if you like this information, because we're always putting out lots of videos and about funding for your business, whether you're in real estate or you're a business owner. And we also will always give you up to date on news coming out on a regular basis. So with that, make it a great day. We'll talk to you real soon.